Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Tim at Doc's Autos. Of course, if you've seen me before, you already knew that. And you probably already guessed that we're going to be talking about our shed. Once again, Mother Nature has dumped a few inches of rain on us in the last 12 hours. And everything is a giant muddy mess again, making doing anything challenging. But if you see, we did get a good start on getting up one of our end walls and some of our wainscoting. Our base trim is up. We've got a couple of windows in, which is awesome. And our house wrap has stayed up through the wind and rain. So I'm not going to go through and bore you with time lapse of all the steel because we can go anywhere and see that. But I am going to point out a couple of nice features along the process. If I can get past the lake here. We'll point out some nice features with the Great Western building stuff that I have not run across in your other builders. And one of them so far is the cover trim. You can see exterior wraps all the way around the window inside and then around the inside of the building too. That gives it a really nice finished look. I'll run inside here in a second and show you too. But other buildings I've worked on, especially wooden pole buildings, has just been standard wood framing. So this is a nice added touch. And a lot of the trim comes cut to length with just a little bit of field trimming remaining. And that is awesome because former projects I've worked on, you're all just getting 12 or 14 foot long pieces of J-channel or whatever your base trim and having to cut that on site to fit. And you're dealing with rough edges and just, I think, kind of a less than perfect finished product. So you can see it's definitely wet in here. But here's example of one of those finished, oh, almost fell over. One of those finished corner or cover trims inside. And depending on how we finish out the walls, this area here is going to be where the tack room is. So of course this will be insulated, and then we'll frame this out with wood. But you'll still see the nice cover trim here, which is pretty great. I really like that. Really like that feature. Something I was not actually expecting. So when I was looking at the plans, I was noticing two call outs for trim pieces, and I was a little confused. And of course I was just looking for your standard J-channel for your exterior trim, and I was perplexed. So I called up Great Western on a Sunday afternoon and actually spoke with Eric, and he ran through the process with me and the parts and everything and made it very clear. So I was able to keep on going, and I think so we're going to keep working on more of our wall here. My goal is to keep working along and get all of our wainscoting up, but it's disgusting, so we may not get a whole lot done tonight. We've got a pool in the shop. Bobcat needs floats. So for now, we'll see if we can traverse this mud pit and come back in a bit. Hey all, welcome back. Today is a new day, a couple days later, and we've been plugging away little by little at anything I can reach without a ladder. So pretty much what you see is we've wrapped around, got some windows in, window in up here, and then we just have the other second row here to add our house wrap on. But it was quite breezy today, 5-mile-an-hour breeze my butt. We've got everything else ready to go back here. This window is just about ready to go in, and then we've started installing more of our base trim. You can see here. Just looking for a way to wrap this around the corners. You can see there we've got a tab sticking out. Try and be as seamless as possible and frame in our door trim here for, there's our door, for all of our horsey doors. And then the same thing for the people doors up front. We can keep running the base trim around and we are having the prevailing edge on the steel start down there and working our way back this way, so that when we're coming around from there, you won't see the seams of the siding. And then the same thing here along this side. We are starting at this corner and working our way towards the front of the building. That just means not a big deal, other than just the appearance of seeing the seams between the steel panels. Nothing big there. Little piece of tape to put back on there. With the vapor barrier, I'm not doing tape all the way around and all the seams, because we are not using this primarily as a vapor barrier. We are using it as a barrier between the steel panels and the eventual spray foam we'll have inside. We do need to put a barrier between there, as the steel panels don't warranty spray foam, just due to the chemical reactions in the foam. We are just going to be safe and put that extra layer of protection there, and it will add some protection against wind and stuff coming through, but it's not going to be it won't be its primary point. Otherwise, I'm going to keep working on trimming out this window with the cover trim. Then the window goes in from the outside, and hopefully I'll get onto that last wall and get those windows in. And quickly, as we walk around here, we've got the 52, we've got the Chevy, pop-up camper, Bobcat, and the horse trailer. And there's still plenty of space in here. And I'll mind you, this little corner here is going to be taken up with the tack room. But, workbench area over here. Vehicle lift will go kind of where this blue tarp is. Drive in. And then, more space back here. We may end up at some point putting a wash bay for horses or dogs in here. Who knows? But that's some time down the road. For now, we just want to get everything indoors and make our giant skylight go away. So right now it's a beautiful sunny afternoon, about 70 degrees. And our wind has died down to nearly nothing, or it's just because I'm hiding behind why can't I think of what I'm saying? I've been out here too long because I'm hiding behind the vapor barrier blocking the wind. But yeah, I've been out here yesterday and today, probably a good 10, 11 hours both days. Probably do the same thing over the next couple of days here. This is the Labor Day weekend coming up. So instead of normally going to the roll log, the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers show up by Fargo, North Dakota, where I volunteer, I will be working on our shop instead and spending a little time with the family. So I hope by the time you see this, you've had a great Labor Day weekend as well. And we're going to put the camera down and go back to working on our windows. So until later. Hey folks, we are back with another wet day. Weather is again not favorable for anything outdoors. More rain coming. And as you can see, we've had more rain. But we've been able to kind of plow through and get some stuff done. Been able to get a lot of the door trims done so we can start bringing our big panels up and over to continue the wainscoting on the front side of the building. We've got the other end wall done. Again, ready for the steel, the big steel on the upper part of the walls here. We got the windows in, and then on the back side we got started with the wainscot. But again, we need to get the panels up on the wall itself, on the higher part of the wall, so we can carry over the door jambs. I see where the overlap is on the plans, but I don't really feel comfortable spanning 14 feet and picking up right here again with the panel. So I just prefer to run everything up and over and back down to make sure everything is as it should be. So that is our next plan. If I can A, find the steel, and 2, not get stuck in the mud before it rains again. So otherwise, yeah, more door jams, so I can at least, once I get started, I can keep moving along pretty quickly. But it's just been wet, and we're supposed to have rain pretty much every day for the next week until probably the end of the week, I guess. It's Tuesday now, so we're supposed to have rain today, tomorrow, maybe sun on Thursday. But we're looking at a week of cool, damp weather. I mean, 38 degrees for the overnight tonight, and then back in the 70s next week. But still, not that I've got help banging on my door to come put up the steel, but I need to get a little more prep work done so we're not all standing around when it's time to put up the sheets. Granted, we could go ahead and put on all the roof steel, whatnot, but as right now, it's just too muddy to walk around out here right now. And of course, the lifts don't do terribly well out here when it's super wet. What I'm waiting on or excited for is once we get this steel on over here, we're actually able to have our electrician come in and trench in our panel over to our transformer. And then we'll be able to have power down here, not run an extension cord. So that'll be nice. And while I was going to start on this side, getting the steel up, I figured we've got the porch to deal with, which is another trimming nightmare. And this is the side we'll always see. So if I happen to screw something up, I'd prefer it be on one of the back walls that we're not going to see every day for the next 40 years. Because let's face it, I am not a pro at doing steel work and trim, but so far it is turning out quite well. Everything that I've been putting up is spot on level. I shot my laser across that end wall the other night with all the wainscoting and trim on. It is spot on. So I'm going to attribute that more to the building starting out being square versus my skills. So we'll see how we do if I can dig the steel out of here for the sidewall and get a few pieces up before it rains again. That would be excellent. So until later.